And on our first date, we both established that we are not looking to be casual. We are looking for a person. So that conversation hasn't come up since. And I feel like by like the 2-month mark, you kind of know if you're ready to invest in someone or not.
Guys, I feel no empathy for these women when they get quote unquote played by these dudes. You don't have to wait 2 months. Like, it's so crazy, guys. This woman hooks up with this dude for like 2 months, and then she's like, you know what? I'm beginning to think he might not commit to me. Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again to ruin your day with some more horrendous TikTok clips for you. And this first one, I kid you not, we are kicking it off with a clip from this woman who needs for friendly advice on how to have a post-divorce transformation. So buckle up, guys. Let's jump in. Let's take a listen. And don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Literally my only wish post-divorce is to have as good of a divorce glow-up as Aspen Ovard. So I need your help. Keep in mind, I'm a very low-maintenance girly. I don't like to wear a lot of makeup. I really only put on some blush and concealer and occasionally mascara. I don't like to get my hair done very often, but maybe should I go lighter? Should I go darker? Here's me in the sunlight, okay? Here's me out of the sunlight. I've never gotten my eyebrows done. Do I need to get them done? I don't even know where to begin with that.
You already know, guys, that half of these women are entering into these marriages with the intention of just leaving the guys anyway. This woman seems so incredibly ecstatic to have gone through with this divorce process. You know, I don't know if she has kids or whatever the case may be, but hey, screw the family, right? Screw the husband, going through with the divorce, and she's out here talking about having a divorce glow up. I really do think, guys, that a lot of these women, they go into marriages with the intention, with the knowledge that they are going to leave after a period of time to try and take resources from the guy, you know? And a lot of these women do it as they push into their 30s, man, like clockwork, you know?
I've never gotten my eyebrows done. Do I need to get them done? I don't even know where to begin with that. I don't want to do anything crazy, but how can I have a whole entire transformation? Because I would love that. Also, this is how long my hair is. Does she need to be cut? Keep in mind though, I do like the mermaid vibes. Any tips are very much appreciated, but be nice. I do not want to be shredded. I do not have the emotional bandwidth to be ripped apart. So things that are helpful, but don't be mean to me.
What's the bet, guys, that women are going to leave comments and be like, oh no, you're beautiful the way you are, queen, or they're just going to give like really horrendous advice, you know? I think that asking women on TikTok for advice about anything, whether it be your looks, whether it be your relationships, whether it be finances, I don't care what it is. If you go over on TikTok and you are looking for advice, probably not the best place to look. Speaking of terrible advice, what is this? Talking stage. So this woman is in a talking stage. She says, my talking stage is about to end and not well. So of course she's realizing that it's dawning on her that she's not going to be able to get a relationship out of some random dude that she hooked up with off a dating application. And so she has to eventually end things. Let's take a listen.
I feel like my talking stage is about to come to an end. And not in a good way. Not in a like, we're no longer talking, we're dating kind of way. More of in a we are never going to speak to each other again kind of way. It's that guy that I went on the 6-hour first date with, the one that I was so excited about. And so we've been talking for like 7 weeks now.
So let me get this straight. Been hooking up with a dude for 7 weeks, chronicling the whole thing over on TikTok, just documenting the whole thing from start to finish. I liked how she says, you know, oh, you remember this guy, as if we're familiar. First of all, I have no idea who this woman is. I have no idea who this dude is. But this means that she has mentioned this dude multiple times on her TikTok. She's created like a video series saga out of this crap. And people ask me, they're like, Taylor, how come you never run out of content? I mean, Exhibit A right here, okay? 7 weeks worth of content out of one woman complaining about one dude. Absolute craziness. But yeah, hooking up with this dude for 7 weeks, guys. Failed to get a relationship out of him, so now she has to end it. And of course, here's the strategy, right? After you fail to get commitment from a man for 7 weeks, you now have to jump on TikTok and frame him as a very weird person or a creepy person or someone stupid. Women do the reputation sabotaging, you see, after they fail to get a relationship with you. It's great. Let's take a listen.
And on our first date, we both established that we are not looking to be casual. We are looking for a person. So that conversation hasn't come up since. And I feel like by like the 2-month mark, you kind of know if you're ready to invest in someone or not.
Guys, I feel no empathy for these women when they get quote unquote played by these dudes. You don't have to wait 2 months. Like, it's so crazy, guys. This woman hooks up with this dude for like 2 months, and then she's like, you know what? I'm beginning to think he might not commit to me. Oh, really?
And things are going really well for the first couple of weeks, but ever since Thanksgiving, I feel like I've been the one initiating a lot of the contact. And I don't mind, like, letting someone know that I want to talk to them and that I want to see them. But when that starts to become imbalanced, when I start to feel like I'm the only one showing any interest, then it's not so good. Because now I'm sitting here with anxiety. So this past weekend, he was kind enough to drive me 3 hours away to pick up my new car that I'm very excited about. And we stayed in the city where the car was with a friend of his because he used to live there. And I told him Saturday night and Sunday morning before we left the city that I wanted to see him again this week before he leaves for the holiday. And we got back into town and I sent him a message Sunday night about something and he responded Monday morning and I sent a question back. And he has not texted me since. And today's Thursday. And in my head, I'm going, okay, I told you twice. I made it very clear that I wanted to see you again.
Holy hell. So let's just pause it here, guys. This woman is getting anxiety because this dude hasn't texted her in a couple of days. But she's been hooking up with this dude for 2 months. And this is your sign that you're potentially not going to get a relationship out of him? Guys, like, I don't know. Do these women need an IQ check or something? I don't know what's going on. I'm by no means, when I make these videos, do I consider myself the sharpest tool in the shed, okay? The most astute individual around. But hooking up with a dude for 2 months and then getting the anxiety that he's not going to commit to you because he hasn't texted you for a couple of days is crazy. That is, you have to be very, very dense to only have anxiety at this point. Like guys, women do this crap to themselves. If you cannot get commitment out of a man straight up, you cannot get the man. You can't afford the man. I've said this a few times, and I don't mean monetarily. I don't mean that women have to obviously spend money on dudes. Oftentimes, men, we don't care about how much money you make or whatever the case may be. We don't need to be bought expensive gifts, okay? What I'm saying is, if you cannot secure a relationship with that man up front, you were never going to get him anyway. And even if you did, it would never last. But women will do this crap to themselves, guys. They will absolutely give their bodies away to men that they are attracted to for long periods of time, thinking that one day she'll get commitment from him. It's stupid. It's a bad strategy. This is like dudes going out here and just buying women gifts for 2 months and then being like, one day she'll be intimate with me. No, she won't. And if she does, it's going to be terrible for you. And she's still not going to be attracted to you anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just nuts to me, man. So crazy that women, you know, they honestly put themselves in this position. I don't care what they say. They say, oh, I've been manipulated. No, you haven't. You just wanted to get a relationship out of this guy. You wanted to hook up with him. And so you pursued him for 2 months.
And in my head, I'm going, okay, I told you twice. I made it very clear that I wanted to see you again. And you said, we will make it happen. And it's not happening. And I understand being busy. Like, this is his busy season at work. I get that. But I also feel like you prioritize the things that you care about. So even if I had gotten a text earlier this week that was like, look, I am exhausted this week, can we postpone? Or like, hey, I'm thinking about you. Or literally anything, I think I might still be invested.
Don't worry, guys. She's not invested. She's sitting here making a how long is this TikTok video? 1 minute? She's making a 3-minute TikTok video? about this random dude, which again is, she's already made multiple on this man, it sounds like. But don't worry, she's not invested anymore. Like, holy hell, man.
But at this point, it is way too early for me to feel like I'm having to fight for somebody's attention, or like I'm giving all of this energy and I'm not getting a whole lot back, which is a bummer because I like this guy. I like hanging out with him. I feel like we had potential.
Yeah, of course you did, right? Of course you did, because this is a dude who you're highly attracted to. He's probably quite stable. You know, he's got that busy season at work and things like this. He's probably got attention from other women and things like this. Like, yeah, of course. What women do, man, is they go out here and quite honestly, they just chase dudes who they have no business chasing. And then they say crap like, oh, I saw a future together. It's like, yeah, of course you did. Of course you did. So did like 50 other women, you know? And oftentimes these women have, quite frankly, nothing positive that separates them outside of other women. Do you know what I mean? Right? Like these guys, in their head, these guys are like, well, I could commit to Sandy over here, but Sandy's been with like, you know, 27 different men. She clearly has XYZ issue. You know, she's a womanist. Not really, you know, she's not really long-term girlfriend material. She's not really mother of your kids material. And a lot of these women, unfortunately, guys, is they say that men only value them for their bodies. But the question is, okay, what else are you actually contributing that the man might be interested in? And women hate this idea of, you know, at least logically on paper, competing with other women. But if you're chasing a man who has options, you are actively competing with other women. And if you think you're going to win that man over just by confidence, right, being assertive, making some extra money, it's not going to happen. Men don't care about these things.
And I'm not getting a whole lot back, which is a bummer because I like this guy. I like hanging out with him. I feel like we had potential. But I'm a quality time person and a physical touch person. And if we're not in person, then I'm not fulfilling those needs. And so at that point, I need words of affirmation, and I'm not even getting those. So I have a feeling this is about to end.
Yeah, I mean, you say you don't care anymore. You say you're going to end it with him, but we already know she's going to be back in a couple of weeks anyway. It really doesn't matter. These women are like, I'm going to end it with him. She probably, you know what? She probably made this video hoping that the guy would see it so that she could manipulate more attention out of him. That's what I think is going on. But what's even more hilarious about this, man, or it's quite unfortunate actually, is you'll have dudes who don't know any better and they'll see this video and they'll be like, oh, well, I just need to give her attention and everything's going to be fine and then she'll be interested in me. But that's not how this works, guys. Like, it really isn't. Just because you go out there and you give attention to a woman doesn't mean she'll like you. In fact, a lot of the times it's actually the exact opposite. Let's continue into this next clip here. This is going to be a great one. Why women who live alone are happier. So this looks to be like a 40-plus-year-old woman who is going to sit here ranting to us about why she's so happy. Let's take a listen.
Do you know women's cortisol levels drop 35% when they've been living by themselves for 3 months or longer? This is done by research by Joe Dispenza, and I can tell you, like, after being in partnership and living with men for so many years now, and now living on my own in my own apartment, I have never felt peace like this in my life. And
yeah, I'm just, guys, are you feeling the peace radiating through the screen? I'm feeling so zen right now. You know, before this, I was feeling really anxious, really stressed out, but you know, this woman making this video, it's just emanating from the video, and it's really, really soothing me, kind of thing.
this is not a slander against men or anything. I'm just telling you the peace that I feel right now is unmatched. I feel like I can think. I feel like when I'm out in public, I'm more relaxed. I'm walking more confidently. I'm walking slower. I feel clearer about what I want to do with my future. I know what I need to do with my day. I can work longer hours because I'm not so stressed out and caught up in somebody else's mood and what somebody else expects of me. I don't feel like I'm not enough. And that's always how I feel in partnership with a man, especially when I'm living with him. I never feel like I can fully relax at home. I love to cry for no reason. Like, I just cry on a regular basis, and not because I'm sad, but just because I enjoy it.
What the hell? This is just psycho behavior, guys. I'm sorry, right? Like, crying because you... What the hell did this woman just say? She cries on a regular basis, and not because she's sad, just because she enjoys it. I don't know about you, gentlemen, but when I hear stuff like this, it genuinely concerns me a little bit. Like, imagine living with this woman. You might go to sleep one night, and it might be one of those days, man, where you just don't wake up again. You never really know. These people cannot manage their own emotions whatsoever. And I understand that everybody has bad days, okay? And everybody, you know, might go through some ups and downs in life. But this just sounds to me like this person is manic. You know, they've got some like serious mental disorder or something. Like, that's just bonkers to me, man.
And so, like, I like to be able to do that when I'm home. And I realize when I cry more often, I'm more in touch with my feelings, and I let myself just laugh and whatever. Like, I don't feel as emotionally constipated like I do in a partnership. And
you know what? I'm not going to even say anything to that. I'm just going to keep playing the video.
And I feel like then when I'm in public, I'm a lot more emotionally regulated and happy and light. Sure, was there an initial detox? Like, I felt super anxious the first day or day and a half, and I cried a lot. It's like adjusting to be on your own again. But I swear that like third or fourth day, I was like, oh my God, the clouds have cleared. Like, I'm not angry all the time anymore. Like, as you've seen on my other content, like being angry, like I forgave the guy that cheated on me. I don't care anymore. I'm moving upward and onward. Like, I feel so good. It's just, I just think women have been sold this lie that we need men and men make us happier. Because you cannot contest the way that you feel when you're by yourself as a...
Yeah, I'm feeling the happiness just radiating through the screen right now, guys. I see this actually quite often with these videos that these women make, is they try and convince you that they have one particular emotional state, right? Like, oh, I'm happy, or I'm totally stress-free, I'm zen, whatever you want to call it. Okay, they're feeling phenomenal. And then they sit there on TikTok and they try and convince you that these are the genuine emotions that they're feeling. And I always think to myself, man, like, if someone feels a particular way, I've never felt a particular way and then thought to myself, hey, it's really important that I convince people that I feel a particular way. Do you know what I mean? Right? If you're a happy person, you probably don't feel the need to walk around saying that you're happy. If you're a stress-free person, you probably don't even care enough to say that you're stress-free. You know? It's like these people, it feels like they're trying to sell you something, and they're trying to sell you the idea that you know, they're so happy. If you're so happy, that's great. You know, I'm happy for you. Knock yourself out. I don't particularly care. I didn't, nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody asked, but I mean, great for you, I suppose. I don't believe you. But it's just crazy that these women make these videos, and I just personally don't understand. Like, they just do it for attention. They do it to try and make their situation look a lot better than it is. But I don't know. Me personally, I'm just not buying it whatsoever.
Woman, it feels just euphoric. And the last time I was by myself, it was after another breakup, and I was traveling around the world, and I equated it to just, you know, living off my savings and traveling and, you know, not having any obligations or being in Thailand. But I think it was just being alone.
Right. So this woman is a serial dater, been with a whole bunch of different dudes, travels alone. I mean, how many red flags can we stack up? Completely emotionally unstable, seems to go through manic episodes. Yeah, real happy sounding.
That's why I was so happy. And what's crazy too is when I was in a relationship before, like, I would always be thinking like, oh, I need to go do social stuff. I like this obligation, like, okay, I need to go make friends. Now I don't care. Like, I feel so happy just not doing anything and going and doing stuff on my own. And I'm naturally wanting to just go to, you know, I went to a Zumba class today and saw a girl I hadn't seen him forever, and we're like, oh, let's meet up and whatever. Like, things just happen more naturally. They're not as forced, and I don't feel this constant rumination in my head that I felt when I was living with a partner.
You know, guys, I don't understand this whole thing of feeling the need to, like, force yourself to go out there and socialize with people. I don't know what the hell this woman's talking about. She's sitting here saying that she felt pressured to go out there and socialize while she's in a relationship. Like, nobody's pressuring you to do this. I've noticed a lot of women, they just create these social situations and these get-togethers, and they just do all this crap that adds a whole lot of unnecessary stress. I personally don't understand it. I don't really understand the idea of feeling forced to go out there and socialize. I've never really felt that personally, but I don't know, man. These women on TikTok are just a different breed, aren't they? Let's jump into this next one here. This woman seems pissed off. He's a princess. So I'm assuming we're going to be roasting men for expecting to be treated, you know, somewhat equitably. Let's take a listen.
I always think it's funny when guys are like, well, what would you do for me? And I'm like, what do you mean? What would I do for you? Obviously nothing.
Yeah, I was accurate.
What do you mean, what would I do for you? Like, are you the girl? Are you the girl princess? What do you want? What do you want? What can I do for you? Ew, literally, what can you do for me? That's the reframe. That's how you should be thinking. What can I do for her? For her. Because I don't believe men were worshipped. No, it was the women. The women, if we go back in history, I know we failed that class. God, I don't even know if we showed up. And by we, I mean you. I definitely went. I failed, but I went. And I know that the women were worshipped. The men wanted to marry the women. The men showed up with gifts. They showed up with offerings. They said, I have these things I can provide. I can do for her. Let me marry her.
Yeah, see, the thing about men getting gifts for women and trying to marry women and proposing to women and all of these sorts of things, men did this for women who they thought were worth it. You, madam, are not worth it. You see what I'm saying? These women get so confused. They're like, where are my gifts? You should be doing things for me. I'm a woman. Yeah, but you've been with 37 different men. What do you think I'm going to do? Try and marry you? Try and put a ring on your finger? Absolutely damn not. Absolutely not. So this woman is saying, hey, listen, because she's the woman, guys, you have to do everything for her, and you as the man, you get nothing because you're a man. Like, these women are just straight up misandrists, man. Straight up misandrists. I don't know what else. Like, how does this fly on TikTok? If I made a video like this and I posted it over on TikTok and I reverted the language, right? So I just, inverted the genders. My goodness, I would be banned. I would absolutely be banned. But this stuff is absolutely everywhere, man. And it's totally fine, apparently. I think a lot of the reason why women go over to TikTok in order to make videos like this is, number one, because they're really not banned as much as they should be for spewing this nonsense. That's first of all. Second of all, TikTok to me seems to be a lot more of a woman-dominated platform. I could be wrong on that because I don't use that garbage. But what ends up happening is when women post this crap, they get a lot of people in their comment section actually agreeing with them. You see, but I think if they were to post it on Instagram, I think we all know what the Instagram comments would look like. Holy hell, there'd be quite a lot of roasting happening. Instagram seems to be a lot more liberal with its comments. You know, you can, I mean, you'll still get like restricted, obviously, if you say bad stuff. But there are a lot more dudes seemingly on Instagram, and a lot less censored words. So I think women like this would get a lot more roasted. Let's continue. Apparently men have to give crap to you because you're a woman, despite the fact that you're not worth it. Let's keep going.
Back in history, I know we failed that class. God, I don't even know if we showed up. And by we, I mean you. I definitely went. I failed, but I went. And I know that the women were worshipped. The men wanted to marry the women. The men showed up with gifts.
I don't think the women were worshipped. I don't really recall much of this going on, and I did pass history, and I don't recall much of this, but carry on.
They showed up with offerings. They said, I have these things I can provide. I can do for her. Let me marry her. That's how it used to be. I don't know. We lost the plot somewhere.
No. See, you lost the plot, madam. Right? Oh, what happened? The men are no longer trying to marry us. Ma'am, you're a psycho. I like, what do they think happened, man? That just men changed? Men have really been the same. Men have had, the same preferences in women since the dawn of time, basically. Men are really not that complicated. Men don't ask for a whole lot. You don't have to be some sort of savvy career woman. You don't have to be a model or whatever the case may be. You just have to approximate being a normal, healthy human female, and you will be able to get a man. So, you know, you've really got to ask yourself the question, what in the hell have women been doing in order for men not to want to bother with them? That's the real question.
Somewhere we lost the plot. I'm not sure when the fuck that happened, but I don't subscribe to the new plot.
Probably, you know, it's been going on for a long time, but I would just highlight no-fault divorce as a real instigator of this whole sort of thing. Dating apps are also kind of when things got significantly worse as well. You gave a significant amount of options to pretty much all women and the top 5% of men. So huge issues there. No-fault divorce, obviously, women are able to and encouraged to leave their marriages simply because they feel like it. I would say those are the two major turning points that really screwed people over, screwed modern women over in particular.
I'm back in like fucking 500 BC or wherever the fucking time zone was, where the men showed up with gifts and offerings. If your hands are swinging, nothing in hand, you can turn around and go home. You can literally turn around and go home. I'm sure somebody else would love the offerings that you're bringing, which are fucking nothing. I need the things. I like the things. The things make me happy. They make me say, oh, okay, I can speak to you now. That's what they do.
So you're essentially just a night worker then, right? If people have to pay just to be spoken to by you, I'm assuming, you know, intimacy apparently also would obviously by extension only be granted, Your Highness, if the man were to give you gifts. So we're essentially just a night worker with a couple of extra steps here. In fact, who am I kidding? What even are the extra steps? You're just a night worker, basically. And I have no problem with this woman's deal, right? And the deal that she offered right there is, hey, listen, if you don't bring gifts to me, then I don't want to talk to you. And I think this is a great deal, guys. You know why? Because I don't want to talk to this woman either. I think that's fantastic. I think a lot of dudes would actually hear this and go, you know what? I accept your deal, madam. No gifts, no talking. Sounds like an absolute bargain for me. If the men don't have to hear you yapping, if they don't have to deal with you, I'm sure a lot of them would be incredibly happy with this proposition that you just made. In fact, a lot of guys see this throughout, a lot of women saying this. We have a whole host of women these days who say this same crap. You have to get this for me. You have to do that, or else I'm not going to pay you attention. And you know what the men say? Okay, sounds good to me. And the men just bounce. They have their fun and then they bounce. You know what? It reminds me of this woman right here. You know, this is what you get, man. The dudes, they'll have their fun with you, but then they will just leave. So how's that working out for you, madam? I'd suggest you start collecting the cats now, because Lord knows you're not going to be having children, it seems.
And this is like where we lose the plot so much when I talk to buys. Some women even pray over their men. Okay, those women are excellent women. I'm only praying over a man that has named a yacht over me and has given me a rock on my finger the size of my fucking eyeball.
Just by the way, I want to make this clear, guys. Even if you were to buy this woman a yacht and like name the yacht after her, even if you were to go out there and buy her the most ridiculous, huge wedding ring, diamonds that would like weigh down her finger, she would still hate you. I just want to make that absolutely clear, because you know, there are some dudes, right? 50,000 men might watch this video, but a couple of them might be a little bit slow and think to themselves, oh, well, I just have to go out there and buy a woman a yacht. I just have to go out there and get her a diamond. Relax, Timmy. You know, just imagine me smacking you on the head with a newspaper. Stop it. All right. It's not true, man. It's not. For the slow individuals, right? For the dudes who want to believe that they can finally get a woman to like you if you buy her a yacht, it's not happening. These women will still absolutely hate you. And this is the problem I have, guys, because obviously this woman is really, you know, nobody's going to listen to her. Jokes aside, right? Women do come out here and they make videos similar to this, where they really do actively try and convince men to give away their attention, time, resources, validation for essentially nothing. And my point is, I think that men should value those things about themselves a little bit more. I don't think that dudes should be giving dates to women who are quite clearly not worth it. If you want to go out there and date, knock yourself out, have fun, not pleasant for the majority of men. But, you know, going out here, giving away your attention, validation to these women, giving them gifts, and they don't even like you. What's the point of doing that? I don't understand. I would rather men just kept their self-respect, to be honest.
I'll pray over that man, no fucking problem. God, we're good. We're locked in. He's gonna tell me when that guy has arrived and when I can pray over him. Until then, I'm praying over me until you have proved that you are worthy and deserving of that kind of nurturing, okay? To nurture a man in like the spiritual realm, in like the fucking world that he doesn't even know it exists. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? We are tapped into the world as a whole, to nature, okay?
Oh,
to the other realms, okay? We carry a portal between our legs. And you think that I am gonna give to you spiritually, where you can physically see it in the tangible realm, and you think you're not gonna give to me? Okay.
I mean, that all sounds great, madam, but what are you going to do when I simply alt-tab the video and forget that you even exist? Guys, we are going to be leaving today's video there. That last one was particularly horrendous. I don't even know. I'm just going to leave the video there. That was awful. Guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves out there, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.